Welcome back. My name's Dave, and this is Macaro Siding, my N-scale layout. Today we continue on with the building of the scratch building of the Farquhar's Dairy that's in Espanola. Today we're going to put on some of the facade on the front. I've got that laser cut and ready to go. I'm still waiting on some styrene to come in. Some has come in, but I want to do this in a particular order in terms of what painting and color and stuff, so that I'm not, having a white surface and then trying to spray paint a dark part of the building. So I'm gonna, I may not, may have to wait till after Christmas maybe, but since I'm taking Christmas and New Year's off, it'll be okay. So anyway, we're gonna go over to the workbench, and I'm going to show you how I attach like styrene to a plywood carcass, and I'll talk about the method for that. So we're going to go and switch to, there we are. Okay. So the building is all solid now. I realized I'm going to have to recut the roofs because there are new tolerances in here that I didn't take into account. Of course, when you put, I'll just grab something here. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There and there. So, for instance, here, and I'm just going to double check this is in focus. So just give me a second here. Yeah, it's in focus, I think. Close enough. Let's hope it's close enough. So on this part of the building, there is siding going down that way. You see that? And on this part of the building, the siding overlaps. So I want to make sure that I'm going to put on the slanted one first, and once it's on, then I'm going to bring this one to match up to it. So basically there's no seam in that corner. But those dimensions have changed because now I've got the thickness of this piece of plastic to worry about. So we're going to do it a step at a time, slow and easy. There's no rush on this. And we'll see where we get. So let's start with how I do this. Okay, so I'm going to just throw these pieces out there now. Which one? That's facing the correct way. One side has the texture, another side does. The other side has no texture at all. So these are the four pieces that make up where we're going to put the texture, the facade on the. These are Plastruct pattern sheets. And you get a whole set of instructions on how to use plastic sheets. It's pretty straightforward. I got a new toy this week. I bought myself a very powerful laser cutter, and it is making a tremendous amount of difference in the speed that I can do things. But it has been a little bit of a learning curve because it's so much more powerful than the one I owned before. So, how do I do this? Well, I need some diluted Liquitex matte medium in a little bottle with a very long needle on it. I need some super glue. And of course, I always need some toothpicks. Now, this whole building has been painted or covered with varathane to seal the wood. Now, this is not my method of doing it, or it wasn't until this week. Basically, Boomer Diarama at Boomer Diarama on YouTube. He is really has some amazing techniques, and so I had watched a video maybe a year ago, and I noticed that he didn't do putting the surfaces on his buildings the same way that most people do. So he varathanes the plywood surface with a satin varathane, and uses the water-based one, so that's what I used. Then you scratch up the plastic, use a little bit of super glue to clamp the plastic walls to the wood panels, and then wick in diluted matte medium with a brush or a syringe on the outside seams. And the matte medium is thinned a lot with water so it looks milky. And he says that the glue will work its way in by capillary action to into the space easily. So, and then you got to let it dry overnight. So we're only going to do the front walls, the side walls, and the front wall. That's what we're going to do. So this is the first time I'm doing this. Now the other thing I've done, I did prep the model a bit. We have the thickness of the plywood because all the walls are sitting on it. And that meant that when you put on the pattern, it was up in the air and with nothing underneath it to hold it. And then I realized, well, there's a foundation on this building. And when I looked at the pictures, sure, there is a foundation on the building. So I painted some, I laser cut some strips for the foundations, and I'm going to do them systematically as we go through this. But first, let's just get started on this. So, first things first. Now I just finished laser cutting door frames and window frames that will go in to detail the model. But they are so fine and finicky, considering this is N scale, and then when you're doing a window frame, there's not much there. So what I'm going to do now, and I hope this works, and I'm just going to take a little bit of super glue. Sorry, I'll keep it in camera. A little bit of super glue. Just in the critical parts. I'm just putting little dabs. And so this goes on here like this. Now I got to make sure that I get it lined up at the top and at the bottom. All right. And now he says that you just take this and it'll wick itself into the structure. All right, and now I'm going to take a rag and just dab off the excess. It will dry absolutely matte, so you can't see it. And then just to make absolutely sure, I am going to put some little tiny clothes pegs on here to hold this in place. Just like that. The next one, and this is where I was talking about the overlapping of the thicknesses of stuff. This sits here, but it's also sitting on top of that. So again, I had to make sure that it was the right size. Otherwise, I would have to file or scrape or do something to each one separately, which would probably mean waiting until it dries before you could actually go in there with a file or a sanding stick. So again, you can see that? Yeah, okay, you can. Good. Well, this one goes here. Now this one goes right to the bottom, and the reason for that is that there is a concrete pad on the building that sits right here, and that's for the I'll get my hand out of the way there. sits there like that. And that's because there is a tank on the front of the building that sits right here like that. So that's why there's a big opening. And again, I'm just going to take a little bit of the matte medium. Doesn't help that I have shaky hands. But I can see it actually flowing into the oh, that's it. I see it now. Oh yeah, that works. I'll just do that. And I do have Q-tips here, so I might as well use them. Now this is the front wall. But I'm not going to put it on. I'm going to put on the one where the the open loading door is at. First, that goes. So I got to make sure I've got the right side facing out. Yep. There we go. Come on. This comes up here. It fits right. Come on. Get in there. That's it. Make sure it's there. That's the way it should be. And again, just a little bit of the matte medium. And again, a little bit of the matte medium. Q-tip to get rid of a little bit of the extra, force it down. And now this wall goes on, and that's because it sits here and it's flush and flush. That's why I'm doing it in this order. So again, I'll take and just grab a little bit more CA here. One of the things about scratch building is it allows you to do exactly the buildings you want. But I'm finding out that it's not that inexpensive. But then on the other hand, a craftsman kit of this building would probably be, you know, $100 or more. So here we go. Put this in place. Hold it and this is all we're going to do today. We're not, I don't want to put on the white strips because they have to be painted a very dark color. And they have to go, this part of the building here where the loading bays are, there is a concrete lip all the way along here, I guess to protect the building from trucks running into it. And then there's white cinder block, excuse me, excuse me, white cinder block And then there's this. So I don't want to do more than that, because I'm going to paint this siding while it's like this. So just let me gonna grab a there we go. Now one last one. The other thing was in his method, he sands the back of the styrene to rough it up. If you have a chance, you should go to his channel. You should subscribe. And I'll tell you, he is a great, great instructor on model railroad building. So now we're going to So there'll be a little bit of putty along each of these edges here. But there you go. There's the there's that done. The oh, they're there. The these two windows here are glass block. So I have those done already, and I'm going to touch them up a bit, because looking at the pictures, they need to be darker, which I can do with more Mylar behind them. Yeah, I'm going to do another layer of Mylar here, and then maybe I'm going to take canopy glue and put a dot in every one of these little squares to make it look like they're the actual blocks. So you can see it doesn't take long, but you want to make sure that you're, when you're going to put all this effort into a building, you want everything to be just right. And the more I go over the 40 or so pictures of the building itself, the more I see and the more detail I'm going to put in. This, I'm just going to flip it over this way so you can see this. Okay, this is where the sidewall goes, and it is shiplap. And I have two sizes of this stuff. So I went to the photographs and what did I do? I counted the shiplap. And this is exactly the right number of boards for this building. So this is going to go on here, but again, this is painted white, so I don't want to put that on too early. And I've got window frames for all of these windows as well. So the last instruction that he gave me in the little note that he sent me on from the comments was got to leave all this to dry overnight, not play with it. So that's what we're going to do. So, I want to thank you for watching. As I said last week, I usually take off Christmas week and the week of between Christmas and New Year's, that space of time. And so that means I'll be back in January, the first Thursday in January. And I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and whatever tradition you enjoy at this time of year, please enjoy it with your family, and always take care of them and take care of yourself. and I'll see you next week with another video. Bye for now.